Now to an update on one of the greatest mysteries of the 1970s. Hijacker D.B. Cooper jumped out of a plane and was never seen again. 40 years later, this cold case is now warming up as CBS News Justice correspondent Bob Orr reports now from Washington. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Well, as you say, the FBI now checking out a new lead in the baffling disappearance of the daredevil thief called D.B. Cooper. But the case still is not closed on America's only unsolved skyjacking.
The FBI has been looking for him.
The manhunt started immediately, but 4 decades later, the FBI is still searching. Over the years, more than 1,000 suspects have been scrutinized, and there have been several phony deathbed confessions. It began in 1971 with a passenger calling himself Dan Cooper, threatening to blow up this airplane.
He made me feel very sure that we had a very real and horrifying threat.
He escaped somewhere over Washington state. Both Cooper and a ransom of $200,000 in cash parachuted into history, seemingly vanishing into thin air. No one knows if the hijacker survived. We're not even sure of his real name. Some believe D.B. Cooper was inspired by Canadian comic hero Dan Cooper, a test pilot who parachuted from airplanes. Now the FBI says it has a promising new lead from a credible source, which points to a possible new suspect. An item obtained from that suspect is being tested for fingerprints by the FBI lab. Author Jeffrey Gray, though, says that might prove difficult.
When this case happened in the 1970s, the era of DNA was not upon us, and agents really didn't look out to preserve this evidence in the way that we do now.
Still, this may be the best clue since 1980, when an 8-year-old boy in Washington state discovered nearly $6,000 in cash during a family picnic.
My son ran up and said, "Wait a minute, Daddy." So he raked a place out in the sand there, and there it was.
The serial numbers match those of the ransom money. We may never know what happened to D.B. Cooper or who he really is, but the allure of the unsolved mystery endures. Now, FBI sources say while this new lead shows some promise, it's still a long shot to be sure. There's no sense here that this is the big break we've been waiting for. Chris.
CBS's Bob Orr in Washington. Bob, thank you.